Hi, everybody. June here from Red Daisy Crafts. Thanks for joining me at Sunday Live. We love to think creatively on Sunday Live and uh, play with the paper pumpkin alternates. Today is what we have planned. Hi, Wanda. It's great to have you here. Thanks for joining. I just want to show you a couple of things. These are the cards we made last week with the kit. If I can do this correctly. Um, they're really, really beautiful and colorful. I just love the colors in this kit, and so great. And then this is the third card. Really, really cute cards in this kit. So glad to have you with us tonight. Just a couple of things. The July Paper Pumpkin subscription period is live until July 10th. So just know that you have about 10 days to join up for the July kit, and it looks to be really beautiful. You're going to get a gorgeous box with it. And that kit is going to make 9 cards, 3 each of 3 designs. So the colors in the kit are Calypso Coral Gray Granite, which is the ink spot that will come in the kit, Melon Mambo, Mossy Meadow, and Old Olive. So really beautiful colors that are going to be in this kit. We haven't had Melon Mambo in a kit in a long time. I love Melon Mambo. Haven't used it in a long time, so looking forward to that. There's also a new die set available with this quarter, and it has this really cute flower, which is going to coordinate with the July kit. Then there's a word. It says hooray, and then a beautiful leaf piece. And I just got the dies, so I want to show those to you in person. Now, if you are a Paper Pumpkin subscriber with me, I give you the opportunity to order your dies and get free shipping. And I will send them to you. So I go ahead and give my subscribers some little magnet sheets that they can put inside their little, I guess, cover that the dies normally come in. And so they're just easy to keep handy. And then I give them also a clear envelope and this lovely little label. And so then you have a way to store the dies so you can see what they are, and you have them on their little magnet strips. And so just wanted to show that to you guys. And then of course my Paper Pumpkin subscribers, every month they get from me a really neat little envelope to keep their stamps in, and I send a label for their stamps. Now we have these that come in the bag, but on the actual stamps there's a place to put the label. That way you know which of the pieces, since there's no printing on these anymore, which one goes with your stamp set. So, and this is just a handy way to store it and keep them all nice. I have them in like a little file thing so that I can keep them by month, and everything is nice and tidy. So we are going to start to play today. So I am going to put you down to the table. Thanks for joining. Hey, Susan. Hi, Tina. I'm so glad y'all are here today. It's great. It is another hot day, Susan. Yes, it is. So, and I was getting ready to go live. I'm in the back, and this room doesn't necessarily have like the most even aired conditioning because it's a split duct on one end. And so I'm always like, what am I going to wear? Because it's going to get hot in that back room. So I had switched my shirt just for that. So thanks everybody for joining. So let me put us down to the table. Here we go. And I am going to just straighten this up a bit so that it's even for you guys. There we go. And so last week at the end of our live, I shared with you a couple of alternate cards that I had designed. So here is one. Hi, Cindy. I'm so glad to have you watching today. How's things in North Dakota? Yes, so we are going to be creating these alternates today. So this is the first one that we have, and I chose to use the basic beige as the card base. And we're using some of the card pieces from It's Windy, huh? Oh, wow. Well, it's a good day to be inside watching YouTube or Facebook videos. So thanks for joining. So I chose to use the basic beige for this card. And so we're going to go ahead and cut that here because although I did. I wasn't sure if I had cut a card base, but it looks like I may have here. But I am going to take a little hair off of this because it looks like I did not have a very good blade whenever I was cutting this. So I'm going to see if I can, you know what, I'm going to start with the new sheet, which is what I had planned originally. So let me just get the basic beige card piece here. And we will get started with that. So let's see here. All right, so 4 1/4. Actually, what I like to do is I like to go ahead and score my sheet first. And so we are going to score this at 5 1/2. And that way the scoring is done for both of the card bases that I will cut. So this is 4 1/4. And so now let me use my dark blade. There we go. Yes, much better. I had a lot of hairs on here. I can see that my blade is not the best. I don't know if you can see this or not. Let's see if I can show you. There. Yeah, see the hair on the, so you know that your blade is getting worn down when you start to see all those little hairs. I'm not going to worry about it too much at the moment, but it is time, I say, to get a new blade. And I have them here, so let me just do that while we are together. So sometimes you can just turn it around. If you always push in one direction, so if you always push from bottom to top, you could just turn it around and use it on the other side. I do use mine in both directions, so I am going to throw it out completely and get a new one in here. But just so you know, it is necessary to change out your blade on your trimmer. So that's what we're doing here. And there's just like a little notch down here in the track that allows you to put your blade in and out. Okay. Just like so. So if you had any questions about that, that should answer that for you. And I am going to go ahead and cut a new one because now that I have that taken care of, that will be better and it won't bother me later. So just making it easy on myself. So sorry, we're kind of taking some time with this. You just had a bad thunderstorm roll through, huh? Oh, wow. Hi, Donna. Glad to have you this afternoon. Happy Sunday. And we were just changing the blade out. So yeah, that is now, it is cutting like butter and there are no little hairy edges. So, all right, awesome. Okay, we are going to need a couple of pieces of basic white. So I'm going to cut that as well while we're here. And these are the only 2 items that I am adding to this card. And so I need 2 pieces that are 4 and 5 and a 4 inches by 5 1/4 inch. So I'm going to cut a 4-inch strip here off of my basic white, and then I'm going to do 5 1/4 here, and then another 5 1/4. So one is for the inside. Even though this card base is plenty light, I just like my cards to have a little bit more of a finish on the inside of the cards. So let's see what else we need here. I kind of have everything a little bit piled up here. So I wanted to show you that what we're using from the card kit is that beautiful stencil that is cut. And it's like a die cut, and it's so delicate, all these. So what I did was I cut this in half, basically, okay, for this basket part right down here, okay. And so that's what I did. So I already have that piece cut, all right. And so I don't need to cut a new one. That part is done. And then you may notice up here that I have a little bit that's coming up on this side that makes this look like a continuous kind of piece. And so at some point we will cut this. And then these pieces will get glued at the top of the page. Okay. So just wanted to kind of show you that part of it. Okay. And so there's our half, but you can see here that we have a good amount of this that is going to get kind of cut off of here because the edge hits right here. So we will work through that piece of it. And then we also need the card base, this card base, and we're using that to make the other half, other piece on the card. So behind this piece here is a piece of this card base. So I am going to cut that to also to, I guess, let's see. I better just check my ruler on this because I think it's 4 inches, but maybe I did 3 7/8. Looks like it's 4 inches. Yeah, so it's the same size as the white that is behind it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that piece right now. And I'm cutting that to 4 inches, and we'll move that out of the way, by 5 1/4. And I'm just keeping these little extra pieces in case I want to do something. I did not decorate the inside of this, but I could very easily, you know, just add that on the inside and have that bring some continuity through the inside of the card. But I haven't done anything like that so far with this particular card. Let me get this out of the way. There we go. All right, so those are the pieces we need so far. Then this part of the card, this green piece that's behind here is the Shy Shamrock, and it measures 3 inches by 4 inches, okay? And so I used the back of the envelope to get that piece for the card already. And this is what I have left from the envelope to cut the rest of this. So we're going to need a 3-inch piece. As a matter of fact, because I know I'm going to have extra, I'm just going to trim off and get a clean edge now that I have a nice new blade. As you could tell, that was all hairy on there. So now we can cut this 3-inch piece here, and like so. We'll move that out of the way. We'll save it, and then we need this by 4 right here. And we'll keep this for later because that would make a good sentiment label. All right, so those are the pieces we need to make this card. Okay. And move that out of the way. Get my bone folder. Here we go. And the other pieces I had from the card kit are just a couple of the peaches. So I have a big peach and a smaller peach. And then I have the glitter, the glimmer paper die cut I have that. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you like it. All right, so now we're gonna burnish our card base. All right, and just make sure we got the best front, because sometimes, you know, measuring doesn't go perfect. And so let's just talk about how this looks. So we have our white piece that, you know, is kind of put a little bit wonky on here. All right. And then this one's going to go on top of that piece on the on as a layer. And so if you can see there, the just slightly how the white kind of sticks out on all 4 corners. All right, so just to kind of help you with that, we're going to go ahead and build this card layer up before we put everything down. And so this is where the fun kind of comes in of putting this piece together. Okay, and so this is going to get put down here, and this piece is going to go on top of it straight across with just a little bit extra coming off the top. And so what I want to do, because I believe there's enough room, is we're going to cut this little leaf off right here. This little leaf piece, we're going to cut that off. And then on this side, I'm probably going to just angle straight across there because it looks like I can still keep, if I cut right here across, I can keep this as one piece. It's not going to break apart. Okay. And over here, if I cut here and this trim off right here at that leaf, right here at the leaf, then that's one piece that can just get glued in up here at the top. Okay. So I'm going to show you how I did that. And we will start to put this together. So because this is going to go underneath the green piece, I don't really care how far down, but I know I need about a 1/2 inch up here. And so I'm going to cut about right at that point. Okay. And then all I'm doing is I'm going to come in here and snip off that leaf. So now I have this, and I'm going to just clean it up. So I got the little jagged edge off of there. All right. And that is going to go right up here like so. Okay, right at the edge of the top. That's how that's going to go. All right. And this is going to, again, it's going to meet at the bottom of the page. All right. Let me get it a little centered. Okay. And now that is going to come in just like so. And this will get scooted back. So it's in line, but it looks like it's going to just be perfect as far as how it continues on the layer. So let me see if I can show you that closer. So just like so. Okay. All right, so now we just need to do this other side. All right, and like I said, I think if I can just trim straight off about, let's see, let me just use this side to measure that, and we'll get them basically the same. So I'm just using that right there. And so now I have this side and this side, like so. And then this is going to go down here at the bottom on here. We're just going to get that centered on there before we put this piece down, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on here. So I have my multi-purpose liquid glue, and I've misplaced my little the tube that I have that is like a little tiny you know, for doing little bits of glue out in a thin strip. That is misplaced right at the moment. I will find it. I'm sure it's here. Just gotten into something. Okay, so now and we don't need a lot of glue, all right? And I want to use glue because it also gives me the ability to kind of move things around a bit so that I can make sure this gets centered on here and then also lined up at the end. Okay, so that looks like we are pretty centered on here. Okay, now I'm going to put a little bit of glue onto this piece. If I can pick this up, I need my take your pick tool. That's what I need, because it will just pick it up for me. All right, so now I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on there and maybe a little tiny dot over here. And then we will put this down. And so this is going right about there. And I want it right at the edge, the top of that card layer. Okay. And so just like so. Okay. Does that help? There. Now this one's going to go on the other side. So let me know if you have any questions about this and what you think. I think this is just a kind of a fun layout and a little bit intriguing because this continues up towards the top. Now, I did not lay this down all the way with glue because I actually think we might be able to have it come over the top of the green just a little bit. As opposed to just covering that up, I think it would be nice if it, you know, kind of laid over the top, that leaf. So is like so is what I'm thinking, as it lines right up with that piece up there. So I think that would be neat. Although it may be, I don't know if it'll be straight. Let's see if we can line that up. That would be awesome. Oh, I think we can. I think we can. And then that would just lay on top of there like so. I don't know, it's kind of seems like it might be a little bit hard to see, but hopefully you can see that. So that is that piece that's going to get put in. And so let's just put some glue on this and we'll get that tucked in properly at the top. And that would be our base layer. So we're going to have that coming in right up there like so. All right. I think I got it. Yes. Like that. Just gonna get my I may need to put a little glue in here. I don't want that edge poking up. There we go. All right, so there you have it. That's what that front panel looks like. So I hope that makes sense. I love that that leaf is hanging over. It just adds a little bit of something to this page, to this layer page. All right, so now, like I said, this is gonna get a little bit crookedly laid onto this card base like so. And so we need to also get a piece of, this is the die from the current second quarter of dies, and I'm not sure if I cut one already. I have this little baggie of all the things left over. I did already cut one. So we have that to stamp on for our sentiment. And then we have our U. And so the other thing I need are some of those little star flowers. Let's see if I can find them in here. We're going to make a big mess, I think, before we find them. Because I don't think I popped everything out of that vellum piece. And so, but I thought I may have put some in here, but I guess not. These are just extra pieces from what I've been doing over the last couple of months. And so I have that little baggie is chock full of stuff from it. So let me get my box out and see if I can find those little star pieces really quick. So not taking up too much time. Aha, here we go. Yes, that's what I needed. All right, so I just need a couple of these little guys here. A big one and two small. Oh, I had two big ones and a small one. That's what I had. Okay, all right, so I'm setting that aside because we don't need that. Oh, it's getting toasty, folks. It's getting warm in here, so pardon me. I'm gonna take a little drink. Okay, let's do our stamping. So I need our Shy Shamrock. Right here. And what else? I'm going to need some linen thread. I used up my spool. Well, it isn't entirely used up, but I don't know that there's enough. So I'm going to start a new roll. All right. It's always fun finding this string. So, what have y'all been doing this week? Are people having fun over the summer? Have you seen any good movies or watched any great shows? Tell me what y'all have been doing. We finally got through all of Bridgerton. So any Bridgerton fans on here today? What did you think of it? I really loved it. Love Penelope and all of her craziness, all of her talent as a writer, and her man Colin. They're so cute. I wasn't sure how he was going to take finding out about her, but he did take it fairly better than I expected. All right, so I'm just kind of going through the center here. I don't want to get too much going on because we're going to kind of put this in another direction. And because it's a second layer, it's not going to lay flat on the card base. All right, so now I'm just going to flip this over and just press my bone folder on there to give a good flattening of all that. Awesome. So there is our card base layers on the card. So I hope that makes sense what we did. I hope you like that. It's very fun. All right, so now we need to do some stamping. Let me just get my foam mat out here for that. And we are going to be stamping the sentiment, life is so much sweeter with friends like you, like all of you. All right, so I kind of put this towards the top half because I wanted that longer bottom line to fit the best. And so if I moved it to the middle of the die cut, I didn't think it was going to fit great. So see how tight it is right here on the edges? So that is kind of the plan there. All right, so that is really pretty much all the stamping we have for this card. And so I'm just going to move my ink out of the way and we will go back to finishing this. All right, so we're going to make kind of a loopy bow. And so I used, I think, like 20 inches of ribbon about, or linen thread here. And I think I've showed you before, I like to get it less curly. So as you can see, when I laid this down, the side that I ran through my fingernail is, you know, pretty straight compared to how it comes off the roll. I just think I also have better control over the ribbon itself, or the linen thread itself. So we've now doubled it in half and we're going to make a bow, kind of a loopy bow. So, I'm just wanting some bigger loops. We're a little bit off center. So I want to start again. Feel like I got too far in. There we go. I just may have not cut it long enough, which is fine. That's fine if that's the case. Not the biggest thing. I just want more loopy bows. So that's fine. If it's got shorter tails, I'm okay with that. All right, so there's our loopy bow, okay? All right, and so I just think you don't have it like twisting and stuff when you can get it pretty straightened out by just rubbing it through your finger and your nail. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is start to layer some of this up. And so we have our sentiment that we have going on kind of at an angle. And then the U is getting put up on dimensionals right here next to it. And So I think we can go ahead and start to put that down. And I'm sort of thinking also about the order I did this, so making sure that I don't put something down too quickly. So we have just these little vellum stars. I'm just putting a teeny tiny dot on them of glue and putting that down. Now, I don't think I said it, but let me just do it on this one. So I am kind of giving it a little bit of a bend in my finger just to have it have a little bit of dimension whenever I put it down. And again, just a little tiny dot of glue on here. And then this one is even smaller. And again, I'm just kind of pressing it a little bit. Okay. So, just like so. All right, so now I'm going to put this one down right here. And I will let those kind of dry a bit while we put some dimensionals on the back of here. So let's see what I have in my handy bag of goodies. Because I have dimensionals open. Here we go. And I think one fits nicely right there. I don't know that one would entirely fit there, so I'm just cutting kind of a skinny little strip off the edge for this side right here. And then I'm going to put another one over here, and I'm going to try and make that a little bit thinner, only because it may be the same size, but not positive. Okay, so there is our U. So I'm going to go ahead and put that down onto the card. Oh, I missed one here. Getting all the little dimensional covers off. All right. And that is going to go right there, like so. And then we will add our peaches. So I kind of tucked these peaches inside some of this greenery on here. So I have one peach that I just kind of tucked in right there. And let's see if I can get this one in right here. Yeah. So I just kind of tucked them in behind there. And then I came back and I put dimensionals here. So I think I can get them in there pretty easily. So I'm just going to put one up here by the stem and one right here. So, because I want those to be a little bit popped up. So I'm just coming in like so. All right. So you get a little bit of a shadow there. Okay. Now this one down here, it's just getting tucked in right there. So I'm just going to put one dimensional right up here at the top here by the stem, like so. And that again will just pop up that little edge. So I'm just raising this up enough so that I can get my little peach in there. Okay, see how that is? Nice little dimension there. All right, then the last thing we're doing is adding our loopy ribbon, or linen thread, I should say. And I'm getting my glue dots here. Now, I'm just folding this glue dot on top of itself here, like so, before I lay that on there. And then I'm going to pick it up with my take your pick tool, and I'm going to put it right inside over here. like so, behind the loop, or not the loop. I'm putting it in behind the stem. There we go. So it looks like you're kind of like tied to that peach. I keep wanting to call it a pumpkin, but it's a peach. So it's just tied right in there. And I think if I keep fidgeting with it, I can get it to lay down a little better how I like it. But that is where that linen thread goes. And like I said, I think if I keep twisting around with some of this, it'll lay down. I like that better. If I get the tails going in the right spot. So that is very cute. Okay, the last thing on this card is we're going to add some of these beautiful like pearls that are a little bit iridescent. They're kind of a champagne color. So I'm just adding them on to this card over these little like floral or star shaped vellum pieces. And so there is that card. Actually, we have one last thing to do, and that is to put the card layer on the inside of the card. So just do that real quick, and then that card will be done. So like I said last week, these the two alternates that I created, they're a little bit tedious. There's a lot of little pieces, you know, cutting and stuff. So that's the first card. Okay, so those are 2 cards. I hope you like those. The second one, and I hope it won't be as take too long. But this is a gatefold card, okay, and it opens up just like this. And we are using Peach Pie cardstock, and I've got a lot of this already cut. So hopefully, like I said, hopefully it won't take as long to make as the first one. So keep your fingers crossed on that. So let's see what we have here in our little envelope. We got some cherries. We do have a die. I was going to get that and show you how to, I was going to cut that out. But yes, I think I have a lot of pieces already cut. So I have a piece for the sentiment. And then I'm using also, what punch? I can never think of that. I think this, is this the modern? I'm not sure. It's one of the punches we have currently. I like this punch a lot. I use it quite a bit. This is my leftover from the other piece, but basically this is going to get put onto this this punch, and we're going to cut this out. So see, like that. So that's going to happen. I didn't use this last time, and so I'm not sure if we'll use it this time or not. But this is not sure why I have that piece here. Maybe just because in case. And so this is what goes inside with that piece on the inside. And we have an extra peach here. So and these 2 pieces are for our sentiment as well. And so let's kind of get this going here. And so this gatefold is the same 5.5 by 8.5 inches. And this has a score line in it on one side at 2 1/8. And I saw somebody do this recently for a gatefold that I really liked it, because a lot of times you score it 2 1/8, then you flip it over and you score it 2 1/8. But I wanted to show you this because I actually like this a lot better. So you make the first score line, okay? And then you take the other one and you meet it up. So you want to keep your edges kind of curly. And then you make it line up next to the one that you already have folded down. And then you come in and use your bone folder to put in or burnish that fold line, okay? So no scoring per se, but now this is perfect, okay? And so I really, really love it. Hi, Kim. Great for you to join today. I'm glad you were able to make it. You always have ability to watch the replay, so no worries on that. So that's how I did that piece of it. And I do see that we're going to need to do a little bit of cutting because we don't have a couple pieces out. So I'm getting the card base. We need the peach pie card base for our pieces. Okay. And that is because we need to create these two pieces here. So let's cut that. Or we can go ahead and put our inside down real fast, and then we will do some cutting, and then we're going to do some embossing and die cutting, which I don't normally do here. So I say this won't take as long, but I'm hoping I'm right on that. Hopefully we can do it pretty quickly. I haven't done it here because I know it's going to shake my table and it's going to shake the camera. And so I'm a little bit worried about that. So just letting you know, that's coming. All right. So let's get a couple things cut right here. So I need this to be, all right, let's just see here. Those are going to be 2, so I need 4 inches here. All right. And then that's extra. And then this is going to be 5. Looks like it's going to be 5 3/8. Hopefully that's right. All right, so then I'm going to just cut this down 2 inches, and then I'll have 2 pieces the same size. All right, so that's what we need for that. All right, and so I'm going to get my little mini cut and emboss out up here on the table for us. Let's get some stuff out of the way. So I had 2 things I wanted to do. Is I had already stamped the thanks onto the peach pie cardstock, but I wanted to go ahead and show you how it looks, because I did this so I could get just a little bit of a darker tone on the words, okay? And so I am going to get a little bit of my washi tape, just because I want to make sure that I get this tacked down properly. So excuse my head if it's in the camera. It's hard for me to see sometimes where this is going. So we're overdoing it right here on this washi tape. I don't typically use this much, but just telling you that so it's clear. All right, so I am going to die cut this die, and try not to do this where it makes too much of a, people dizzy on the screen. Okay. And so that is the thanks right here. And look at how great that came out. I just love it. I love it. So you can use the stamp that came in the stamp that came in the set with the paper pumpkin and the dies that are in the Thanks and Beyond dies, they match up perfectly. And that's what I really wanted to show you guys on this. All right. And then the next thing we're going to do is, I don't know if you, if any of you, you know, have a cut and emboss machine or some other type of cutter that you use for cutting dies. But I do love that they make some dies now that we can use with the mini. And so we need our number 1 plate here and the number 3 plate to emboss these pages. Okay. And I'm using the embossing folder from our, I actually think these are in the online exclusives in the online store. It's called Fun Patterns, and the number is 163790. And so we're using the one that has a bit of a diamond shape with a little bit of texture around them and some stitching. All right, so I'm going to go ahead. We're going to try it. I'm not positive it will do both of them at the same time, but let's see what that does. All right, so let's just give it a go. See if I can do this. Might not want to go twice. 2 sheets may be too much, which is kind of what I thought anyhow. So, all right, we're going to do this again. Try not to jiggle around too much and make everybody sick. So we'll just have to do one and then we'll do another one. So that's the first one. I don't know if you can see it, but it's really fun little texture on there. So that's one. And then we'll do the second one. And I love that you can do some of this in the mini because it really does make for easier to show on a live. Getting the big machine up here would be crazy in my opinion. It's just too much. And I don't really get this out very often. I try to do all of this beforehand, but you know I should show it so you guys can see how all that is working. So, all right, so I'm gonna move this out of the way, and then we'll go ahead and finish putting our card together. I don't make too much of a mess over here. Okay. All right, so now if we're following kind of our previously made card, these pieces are going to go right out here on the front like so. Okay. And they're just going to get glued down. If I get some of my little scraps out of the way, that'll be better. All right, so here we go. I like to use liquid glue when I do emboss paper because glue will at least get down into some of those crevices and that'll hold the paper better on your card. Nothing worse than making a beautiful card and mailing it to a friend and it falling apart. So that's what I like to use, the multi-purpose liquid glue, but everybody gets to decide what tools they like the best that work for them. And so that's my take on it all. All right, so there we have our 2 pieces put on to our front like so. And all right, so now we just need to make our little, I guess, the gate close piece, although it's not keeping anything closed, but we're just going to make that little piece right now. So we don't have any stamping right now with this piece because we did a die cut sentiment, all right, which we have right here, all right, and we have our cherries, and then these two pieces are getting used on here as well, all right. And so what I did on the other one is this was basically the leftover from the one that I put here, okay. So I wanted to have the white in the background, all right. And so I just glued this down right on there like so, okay. And let's just do that now. And then we will trim off. This just helps me get it a little straight on both sides so that I have it measured on my grid paper, okay? And then we can cut the back off, all right? And so I'm just using my paper snips to do that. And I'm just going slow. So I just make sure I stay to the edge of the die or punched out piece like so. All right. So now you can see I have another piece just like that one. All right. So that's our ends up being our sentiment label. And then the thanks is going to go on here on top of the cherries. Now, what you might notice is that if I put this across here, it is, well, first of all, I used both the cherries, so they're in different directions. This one may be a little bit longer than the other one because I had to cut this one and put the stems behind there, but this one looks like it might work out. Although I think I may do that again. So what I ended up doing, just because I didn't want to have, I wanted it to look like it was spanning the whole distance, okay? And so I'm going to put this piece together with these two pieces, and then we'll figure out what we need to cut, where we need to cut, so we could extend up the leaves on there, okay? So the first thing that this gets layered onto is this peach pie strip from the card base, and it's just the very edge of it. So I'm just going to put some glue at the bottom of the thanks, right at this edge there, so we can glue that onto the strip like so. And this is just anchoring it, or you might say grounding. It depends on, I guess what you're thinking about from a definition of that. You can see it goes just slightly above the bottom of it, so it's just slightly there, but it just kind of makes it look a little bit like it's attached to the floor in a sense. All right, and then this piece is going to get glued onto the glimmer paper that I have here, and a little bit of that is going to stick out the end. So I'm just going to put some glue on the bottom of this piece here. And again, I think glue is best for glimmer paper because it has texture, and the glue will help sink in and really grab a hold of it, and that way when it dries, it's not it doesn't move or come away. But it needs to dry first. And it doesn't help when your fingers are sticky. That does not help at all. It's better if I do it this way. All right, we're gonna let that set for a minute and let it dry, and we're gonna make another loopy bow. This one's gonna be bigger, so I just want to make sure I have plenty of linen thread to make our bow. So just do this while that dries, and I don't want to get cut short again on my linen thread, so I am just getting this all fixed up. All right, so we are very close to being done. So this one did not take as much time as the other one, that's for sure. So just making some big loopies here, and trying to have that be, it's bigger than the other one, so I'll bring this down a bit. There we go. There we go. So now we have a nice loopy bow to stick behind there. Okay, and so we'll set that aside. This is probably good now, and I can trim this off right here. All right, so that's going to go there onto our center, and I love the little glimmer. It just, all this adds to the look of it all. Okay, and so now, yeah, I think we definitely need to heighten the leaves. Okay, and so I'm going to just take here and cut them at the center of here. All right, and so this is going to go right down here at the bottom. I'm just going to put these on right there with some glue. All right, and I'm just putting a little bit at the top of the cherries. All right, just like so. All right, I think I made a little bit of a glue mess right here. Got too much. I feel like I've got glue everywhere right at the moment. All right, then this is going to get glued on to this tag, and it'll go right across there. Like so. Okay. And then we're just going to put a little bit of glue right here, and we're going to stick these in behind here, just like so. So you can see how we made it stretch. Okay, and that just allows a bigger center, which is what we were trying to get, like something that's going to take up the space, right? You need something to take up the space that we have, right? And so then this gets attached with some dimensionals. All right, so we're going to use some dimensionals on here, and actually I'm going to use some of the edge because we don't need teeny tiny ones on here. So I am going to put them one right here, and that's going to be that middle one. And then I have one out here at this edge. Okay. And so I'm just going to take that cover off of here and take this one off of here. And then I'm just going to center this like so. And that is our gatefold right there. Okay. Now this is going to get put in behind here with the glue dot. That's what's going to happen with this. And let's see, maybe these are still just a teeny tiny big. I'm going to get this out of here like so. All right, let's bring it in just a teeny bit. All right, that's good. Okay, so now we get another glue dot and then we can trim. Then we can trim the tails on it. Just like so. And just trim these off. Get that out of the way. All right, then I would like to add a couple of the pearls to this, and that will finish it up. So I'm just adding a couple the smaller ones to this leaf right up here, just like so. And that's just giving it a little bit of bling there. And that's our card. Now, I did stamp on the inside of this one. I put "You're truly amazing," but you can put any sentiment on here. And so let's see. Here's mine. "You're truly amazing." So we'll just do that very quickly, and then that will be that. This card will be finished. Okay. Right there. Like so. You are truly amazing. Each of you are truly amazing. And there you have it. Two really fun, a little bit of a fun fold on one of them, but two really fun cards that we made today. And next week I'll have another set of alternates to make. And I hope you had a great time here watching, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. Don't forget, today is the last day to take advantage of the bundle sale. You have 10% off of all bundles right now. Today's the last day. And also that includes the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machines. So if you've been holding out and wanting to get one, today would be the day to do it. So yeah, thanks, Tina. Great thing to say. So happy 4th of July to everybody. Independence Day in America is July 4th, and that is Thursday this coming week. So I look forward to celebrating that with my family and friends. And so I wish you all the best. And oh, hi, Barb. Thanks for joining. I missed you earlier when you came on. So thanks, everybody, and have a great rest of your weekend and a great week ahead. Bye-bye.